So when I was thinking about buying this house, before I talked to anybody but the original real estate agent for the owner, the first question was not like, oh, what are the rates like or how's the internet? It was, do they deliver to the front door? Because this is a 700-foot driveway. And the answer was yes, and it's been fine until the last couple days. Because the snow is thick boy snow, but it's been plowed and it's been taken care of. But then it snowed another inch today. And I got a phone call from the DHL man. Yeah, hi, this is DHL man. He had my phone number. And he's like, yeah, I can't make it up your driveway because I only have a two-wheel drive van. And he had to leave this at the bottom of my driveway. I'm like, all right, I'll be down in 5 minutes. Just leave it there. And I took my Tacoma down. And I got my package and I checked my mailbox while I was there. And then I couldn't make it back up the hill in two-wheel drive. Like in two-wheel drive with only that much snow, whatever was under it was just fucking sheet ice on gravel. Because I thought the gravel would save me. The gravel didn't save me. So I had to put it in four-wheel drive to drive up. So I may be fucked on bad winters. Just utterly fucked. I'm going to have to figure something out in my driveway. Or put a lockbox down there that, you know, they could just leave packages in for the winter months. Because we got to drive it up in the summer. But I can't not have... That is literally disgusting filth. Filth, oh God. Where was this package? This is like, what dusty fucking place did this package enter through? How do I want to attack this now? Probably expensive stuff. It's always expensive stuff. When it's DHL, it's DHL is China, and China is either Linsol or Hi-Fi Go, or sometimes APOS. APOS has sent the funniest shit in packages that are just like giant yellow bubble tape wrap. It's a single package. It's a big one. To whip out my deer skinning skills, which I don't have any, but my knife. The knife that Pasta links almost every time, because it's the star of this unboxing channel, not me. Well, this is multiple packages. They're just really well packed. Okay. I can accept that. The Singxer Class A amplifier. I had no interest in it. So a Singxer makes an amp. I'm like, who the fuck is Singxer with an X? And then someone was like, oh, but it's Class A. And I'm like, oh, so it is. And then I'm interested. This is an APOS shipment because it's 2 xDuoo units, the new ones, and the Singxer. Let's do the Singxer first. I don't understand when they build a box and they don't have the foam fill it. Nice foam. This is better than normal Kaizen foam. It's like super high density Kaizen foam. We have got alcohol pads. APOS says live long and prosper. I'm telling the Star Trek fans. We were going to say Star Wars for a split second. Pasta doesn't get that. Pasta, you see there's two different types of sci-fi show. There's Star Wars and there's Star Trek. And the science-y nerds like Star Trek and the action-adventure nerds like Star Wars. But both of them are garbage now, so you should all watch Farscape. In fact, Pasta, I believe you can link Farscape on Amazon. I think I freaked out when I found out you could actually watch Farscape on Amazon. That's the best sci-fi show because it's filmed in Australia. So all the aliens have an Australian accent and there's just something right about that. Weird. Oh, extra weird. So we're in a sealed bag, which is new. So I've never heard of the company Singxer. Sorry Chewbacca for scaring you. Singxer. Off, pre, and then headphone amp. So that's the opposite of what the Topping A90 has, right? Where it's off, headphone amp, then pre. Might actually be better that way. Then you have XLR and RCA. Then you have low Z and high Z. And Z ain't getting high anytime soon. I am a big fan of mechanical switches. 4.4 balance, 6.35 single-ended, and an XLR. Well, it's got a jog shuttle fucking thing. If you don't remember what jog shuttles were, some VCRs had them, but more likely Laserdiscs had them on the remote, like would you fit your whole finger in it, and then like you should be able to spin it around real fast to go between frames. So I mean, I don't hate that as an indicator. Kind of looks like a Death Star. Speaking of Star Wars, and what freaks me out is not anything interesting on the back. Lit power switch, analog outputs, analog inputs, match set. This is interesting because there's 4 switches, and for some reason there's 3 screw holes. Like, why would I be able to see the screws through the bottom? How do I open this up if I wanted to look? I don't know if I can. Yeah, I'm gonna have to read a manual. There's not even really a manual in this. There is no manual. That's great. So I have low and high gain switches. Is that individual channels for all 4? Warranty void if damaged. Oh, there's a screw under there. So that's how you take it apart. But I mean, it's A-post and they sent it to me, so I'm just gonna be like, fuck you. So yeah, I think you have to switch all 4 of these to get high gain. Or all 4 of them to not get high gain. Interesting. Actually interested in hearing this, because I have that, I have the DX7 Pro, I've got a couple other things from A-post that are just, things like that, that interests me. Because it's a Class A, which means it'll compete directly with things like the Rebel amp, and now that I've heard like the Liquid Gold X, like those sort of like warm amps are now my obsession, because I respect clean linear amps, but I kind of want some warm amps for psychos like me. Now that's a block of foam. Holy God. Oh, it's a baby. They're both babies. Look how cute that is. How do I get it out of here? That is fucking adorable. That is like smaller than shit small. That makes the Mahdi look big. Is that crooked? A little bit crooked, all right. Oh. Not, listen. You could hear the volume knob, but it's the xDuoo is gonna, I hope they stick with this like color scheme. We've got a 24 volt in tube headphone amplifier, model X11009, with an auxiliary in and an auxiliary out. So it will preamp. Single tube, 1/4 inch jack, auxiliary 3.5 millimeter in the front, which I'm assuming just takes over. Cute. What is the, I guess the accessory is just the power supply. I assume that is what it, why make it so difficile? Why are you difficile? Oh, it's actually just like so tight, it's sealed itself in there with air volume. Hold on. Sorry, Chewbacca's vet takes priority over unboxings. We're gonna get you antibiotics, and we're gonna get rid of this high white blood cell count that you've had for apparently since June of 2020. Yeah, you have mouth problems. They say your mouth is a mess, even though she eats just fine, which is nice. Anyway, open that one, open this one. One thing to note, this is 24 volts with a single tube. This is 12 volts with a double tube. Exactly the same layout, except this has a 3.5 millimeter phone. Oh, I should probably tell you the model number's Pasta. I'm so sorry. Because Pasta's on the other end of this. This is the MT-601 and this is the MT-602. Ta-da. And the same thing. So they both come with different power bricks, a 24 and a 12. Most people would only be buying one of these, so it wouldn't be confusing. But for me, I'm gonna have to get a fucking marker out and be like, no. This is so the more power for the big tube, less power for the double tube. And this has the auxiliary in and a 3.5 millimeter and a 4. I don't know why not have, like, why skip that on this if it's the same layout? Like, they're identical, except this one doesn't have a 3.5, and this one does. It's not a balance. I could definitely tell it's not. I thought it maybe been a 2.5, like balance, but it's the same as the aux plug. Weird. Anyway, yeah, that's that, and the Zingers, the Sing Zing, a Zingity Zang, Zumba.